Hello everyone and welcome back. So I'm going to start by saying that for what you can see on my hands, I have some nasty eczema going on here, so I apologize ahead of time on that. Our dishwasher died on us last week and we just now got the new one in. It finally arrived and is now installed. But unfortunately, because I had to hand wash a bunch of dishes, my hands are really bad shape. So I'm going to apologize. And also going to note that this is not sheer, and you could probably see the blue line through it. Ignore it. It's not part of the design. It is just these tips. I am testing a new gel glue remover that I had gotten. And so I had applied a new set of tips with the glue that this is used to remove to test it, but I want to see how well it does. So I'm going to wear these for my normal length of time, and then I'm going to use that to remove them. And if it works well, I will be able to do manis on my hands more often, changing them out more often. Now that we are getting that out of the way. So that is not part of the design. It will be non-visible, as you can see, once we're done, or faintly visible in this case right here. But it's not part of the design, as you can see when you're not looking for it. So we have Making a Wish type mani here, wishing on a star. And I will go ahead and get into the products. So the base color is this lovely blue that I will have a link to the collection it came from in the description below. And I will try to find a way to get the link for this because I did buy this recently, so I have easy access. But this is from a card that's called Aurora Borealis is the name of it. And it is a magnetic gel. And this lovely from Elite 99 can be substituted with just clear coat and holographic glitters of both of these sizes. I don't know if this is even available anymore, but essentially that's all it is. It's a top coat with big chunks of holographic glitters and small chunks of holographic glitters in the silver variety. So I also use this, but any brand of this type of polish, which is pretty common, or making your own glitter, which is not particularly hard. You have a small amount of this size glitter in holographic, and a small amount of, let me find it, and this size glitter in holographic silver. So do I have one? I might not. It's so hard to keep track of all my glitters these days. But all you do is add a little bit of top coat to it, and you have created the same thing. Okay, I used Beetle's Matte Top Coat. I used Maniology's Straight Up Black B171. I used Maniology's Frozen B316, Maniology's Front Page B462, and Maniology's Marshmallow B537. Okay, let's get this glitter off my fingers so it doesn't get in my mani. Okay, so on to the plates, one of which is completely optional. I just use it to make the process a little faster because I don't have to wait for the polish to dry, is this plate right here, which is Maniology's M052. I use it just to do the bottom lines that have a little bit of jaggedness to make it represent landform. But you can just use your polish and the brush and just paint it across the bottom if you want to, or sponge it across the bottom. Nail art, liner, brush, whatever method you would like. I'm just going to use a stamping method today. So we have M052, And I guess you could say the star of the show, the Inspiration M378 for this image right here. We have Maniology's MXM125 for this image right here. And Born Pretty Outer Space L001 for this image right here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And I already have my ring off because I just applied this coat. So you're also gonna need a good magnet for your magnetic polish. Now I believe there are bundles, and there's lots of bundles that have these max. In fact, I have so many of these wands, it's kind of scary. They're pretty easy to get. Excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and go and do our magnetic part. Hi, Leia. So we're going to paint a coat on, and I have 2 coats of that blue from Born Pretty on, just as a heads up. And I'm only going to do 1 coat of this Aurora Borealis. Show you what I'm about to do. Okay, so we're going to manipulate the pigments here. There we go. Okay, I got this to work a lot easier earlier, but this is the thumb, so let's be honest, the thumb's a pain in the royal bootay for me. Haha. There we go. We're going to cure it for 60 seconds. Sorry, guys. I had a little bit of a tickle in my throat from that one. Okay. All right. Shouldn't be too much longer. There we go. All right, so now that we have the thumb, let's go ahead and do the rest of our fingers here. All right. Now I do like these tips from Beetles. They make a very nice shape. I will have to test to see if getting the French tip off will be relatively easy. I didn't really want to fight with it. Covering it wasn't too bad. But I like the shape and length of these. These are good active wear length. And they're nice, sharp square and not soft. My other square tips that I have are soft square tips, where it's got the rounded edges, and I prefer a sharper square and less rounded. It was almost a squoval. Not really my thing. I don't really do squoval. And for this reason, that's why I have French tip full cover tips on, because I didn't want to wear my squoval looking ones. So I wanted something a little shorter right now. Okay. Now that I can actually see here. I'm going to move that cotton ball before I end up dunking my finger in it. Okay. So here we are. Work on I know my hands are kind of shaky. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, come on. There we go. Funny, my dominant hand was easier to do this on than my non-dominant. Go figure. Alright, here we go. Alright, so now that we got all of the magnetic, we can get into the stamping. Oops, sorry, I missed a step there. We have one more step before we get into the stamping. Almost forgot how to glitter. That would not have been good. Okay. Once this is fully cured, then we can add our glitter. All right. See, like I said, you can't really spot the... You have to be looking for it. You can't really spot the French tips unless you're looking for it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and paint our glitter onto here. Make sure to get a few of the larger chunks and not just the scattered, the smaller. to represent stars in various brightness, size, because when you're looking at a night sky, that's generally how it is. Okay. Okay. Pop her in the lamp. Okay. All right. Cool beans. All right. So we're going to turn that off for the moment. We'll put on all this stamping. Reserve my battery. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go in with straight up black. We're just going to grab any random larger image here. And we're going to go across the bottom of the nail. And like I said, don't be afraid to give it a little bit of hills and crags and all of that. So a little bit of frozen got on there, so we'll cover that in a second. So now that the bottom of each nail has been tipped with black, of course any black stamping polish will do, or even a black gel polish just painted down the bottom will be fine. Alright, go ahead and put this plate away. I have limited space over here at this moment. So we're going to go ahead and grab MXM 125 and we're going to grab Frozen. Grab these clouds right here. going to clean up around the image. Oh, one of my child's hairs somehow. It's way over here. Just cleaned off my 8-year-old son's hair off of my stamper. Cool. So we're going to apply across the index, the ring, and the pinky, like so. Up at the top. I'm going to pick it up again, and we're going to apply across the thumb. And just like last time, we make sure that we do our cleanup around the image. We don't want any unwanted images making its way in there. And across the nail. On the thumb. And plate, and that is all we use this plate for. Of course, alternatively, you don't even need this plate. You can take Frozen and a makeup sponge and sponge it on, or a gradient sponging tool and sponge little clouds into there. Go ahead and get into the star of the show. This lovely little girl catching a star. Well, girl or woman, whatever it may be. It's hard to tell from the backside. Catching a star. I can get a better pickup than that. That star was incomplete. Don't like that. It was incomplete. Try again. That's better. Okay. Clean up around the stamp. Perfect. I'm going to go in, I'm going to fix the spot that didn't fill in the pickup. Add the straight up black. And I'm going to fill this little star on this image with Frozen. Just a second, I accidentally dunked my finger in the cotton. I'm trying to get the fuzz off my finger. Okay. In, fill the star. All right. Well, that one is drying for a moment. We're going to take front page. I'm going to get this image right here. So I removed the little dotted lines right here off of the image, but aside from that, everything else is the same. Okay, so this one should be ready, and I just dumped freaking hand in cotton again. So we're going to go ahead and place her like so. And where is... Okay, so we're going to take Frozen and Marshmallow for this last step. Okay, so we're going to take Marshmallow to the Moon. And we're going to take Frozen to the clouds. Let that dry for a moment. This is what it looks like. Dang cotton balls. Okay. This one we can't. This one's probably dead. Alrighty. Sitting good. Alright. So we're going to place the moon slightly off center, like so. Clean up around the cuticles. No, you do not. Oh, dang it. Dollar Tree brush. That's what we're looking at right there. Dollar Tree brush. It's okay. Pat that down. Clean up. Okay. So, now that we have done all that, we have the top coat. So let's go in with our matte top coat. You can, of course, leave it glossy, but I prefer it matte. Excuse me. My tweezers. Cotton fibers. All right. All right. Put my wedding band back on. Okay, so that did not go all the way over. So we're going to repair that. Make sure that the entire nail has been top coated. That one didn't get it all either. I apologize if you can hear the neighbor's dog barking. She likes to bark a lot, and clearly something has got her going. I have no idea what, but something's got her going. So. So we have our finished product. And there you have it, guys. That's how I did it. So this lovely Make-A-Wish on a Star mani. that's how I did it, guys. And it's pretty simple. The hardest part would be the magnetics. If I'm going to be honest, the magnetic part is challenging. It does take some practice. As you guys saw me struggle to manipulate the pigments, you know, it does take practice. I'm still in the throes of learning the magnetics myself. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. And hopefully this glue remover works well for me, because if it does, then this is something you'll get to see more often, especially during the busy times of the year where I have difficulties squeezing in time to film, let alone do my own hands. There's been plenty of times you guys have watched videos that my nails are rough looking because I've just completely obliterated them due to life and dealing with children and pets and household needs and all of that. And be doing it on tips, and you guys get to see the beautiful tips while my hands look like complete garbage. So I apologize that you know, does sometimes happen. Get this hand cream on because I need to get this eczema under control. But yeah, no, hopefully this stuff works, and if it does, I'm gonna give it a week or two before I go to try it on removal. But if it works well, then I can go back to doing manis on my on my hands versus tips or mannequins quite so much, because it'll make my life a lot easier that way. And make it a lot faster. So hopefully it'll cut down the time of stripping off old sets and putting on new, to make it a lot easier to do this, because removal does take a long time. So keep that in mind, guys, that you know, removal can take a long time. So some of the stuff that I do, especially involving acrylic, can be much more challenging to remove for time wise. To remove properly, you know, you're looking at setting aside a lot of time for that. So you know, because you have to file it down thin and then you have to soak it off, or you file it down thin and apply a new entire set in acrylic. If you're changing from acrylic to something else, you're going to need to remove it completely, or you have other potential problems that could occur with adhesion. So with that being said, I hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be, wherever you're at while you're watching this video. And until next time, guys, thank you all for watching. Bye.